You know, it really sucks as a medium. Sitting in a hospital for hours. We had an emergency tonight. Had to go to the hospital with my daughter. Hospitals are like the worst place. And I knew I had to go, and I knew I had to put my boundaries up, and I did. I took the time to put my armor on. But it still really fucking affected me. And it was just because I've got so much going on. You know, my godson is stationed in Georgia in the Army, and I can't remember where he's stationed. So I'm worried about that. Because I haven't heard anything. I haven't gotten the all clear on him yet. And then I found out that my son has autism and cerebral palsy and epilepsy. And he's got some quirks, right? And he's always just not let it bother him that people make fun of him. But this one boy was his friend, you know? And I just found out that he passed away the day before his 17th birthday. And then I had to go to the hospital with my daughter. You know, it's not so bad, right? Because you get all these spirits who are just desperate to send messages to their loved ones. And they're giving me all this information. And I'm like, I can't focus on this right now. My daughter. And most of them are respectful, right? But there are some spirits that you come across that are just cruel. And they like revel in your pain, right? I don't even know if I can say this on any of the platforms, but the spirit that we had in our room with us decided it was funny to play around and show themselves hanging up in the corner, giggling the whole time. Sorry, I nervous shuffle. But they're giggling the whole time, and they just think that they're bothering me. And I pride myself on my strength as a medium and as a witch to shield myself, but that really bothered me today. Maybe we can all learn to shield a little bit better. Some of the hardest things that I've had through are their own demons, their own poltergeists, the things that they've created themselves. But this was a little bit different. I've spent years, over 30 years doing this professionally. And this was the first time I felt betrayed by my own power. I guess this is about asking you all how you protect yourself in that sort of situation. I'm very much, my husband says I'm an agoraphobic. Like, I had a panic attack just getting into the ambulance to go to the hospital with my daughter. I was panicking the entire time that we were in the hospital. And I started to doubt myself. It doesn't make sense to me. Because after 30 years of helping others learn to develop their skills, this is the first time I've been caught off guard. So I want your guys' opinions. If I even post this, I don't know. It's just a whole lot of fucked up mind dump, right? But I want your ideas, your opinion. Protect yourself. When I wake up, before my feet even hit the floor, my bubble goes up. Right? Before I go to sleep, before my head hits that pillow, my bubble is there. Because I know that once I am asleep, I go to the astral realm and I travel. And I solve problems and I get answers. So I'm constantly refreshing my ward on my own body, my ward on my house. But what do you do when you get caught off guard? That's what I want to know. How do you protect yourself when you get caught off guard? Because this really felt as though I was being like personally attacked. And I didn't do anything to aggravate this spirit. I even tried to help them, and they just kept like... I don't know. And I know you can't help everybody. You can't help every spirit that's not ascended to where they need to be, right? but they giggled. And it's the giggle that's kind of haunting. But now I'm curious. It's crazy how our brains work, right? Okay, I think I'm done.